Hey guys, it's Justin from Outlaw Euro. Today's DIY is a performance upgrade we highly recommend for all S85 V10s. It's the Alternative Performance Engineering E85 kit. So the kit comes with everything you need: fuel content sensor, the module, fittings for the content sensor, and the wiring harness. This install is very easy. I'll show you how we do it. Alright, so first off, I want to say that you do not have to remove the intake plenums to install this kit. We did just so that it'd be easier for demonstration. Here, I'm installing the wiring harness for the E85 kit. It is just a piggyback harness, so all you need to do is disconnect all of the injectors, and then you put the APE wiring harness between the injectors and the factory harness. When you're disconnecting the factory harness from the fuel injectors, they're held on by these little metal clips. You want to make sure not to lose those. You also want to make sure that the APE harness has the proper orientation based off where you're installing the APE module. We're installing the module near the E-box, so I'm installing the longer end of the APE harness on the driver's side furthest bank from the module. There's a few reasons why we highly recommend E85 on the S85, and specifically this kit. The first reason being, and very obvious, more power. E85 is a safe and proven method of gaining power. The second reason is the S85 loves ethanol. From our experience, S85s that run E85 have a lot better throttle response and overall smoother operation of the motor. It's kind of hard to describe with words. It's something you kind of have to feel. When you're doing hard pulls with the E85 powered S85, the revs and everything is just a lot smoother. But another reason to add E85 would be lower cost at the pump. Ethanol blends are a lot cheaper than premium, which will save you money when you're getting gas. The downside of that is when you leave the gas station. If you thought your V10 used gas before, then be ready to almost see the gas gauge move as you drive. Some other reasons we use the APE kit is because of the ease of installation, the completion of the kit. It includes everything you need except the app that you have to download it on your phone so that you can actually see the ethanol content live. But the main reason why we use the APE kit instead of others, because of the customer service of the company. APE didn't pay us to say any of this, and we don't get any deals on the kits. This is just a product and company we're very satisfied with and want to share with other BMW M-Car owners, specifically the V10 owners, though APE does make E85 kits for other makes and models. It is suggested but not required to get an upgraded fuel pump and injectors. The stock E60 M5 and E63 M6 generates fuel pressures above 100 psi, and we've had very good luck with ethanol blends up to E60 with stock pump and injectors. One thing to note though is that if your fuel pump is getting weak, then it will definitely show itself at about 7,000 RPM if you do a pull in fourth gear with an ethanol content above E50. But back to the DIY. So after you have the harness routed for the injectors, the next thing to do is going to be installing the fuel content sensor. So the sensor goes right here between the factory fuel line, and there's actually a disconnect for the fuel line built into the hard line. So all you have to do is push the plastic piece here into the hard line there, and it will disconnect. So just remove the gray piece and then push the black piece into the fuel line. With the fuel line disconnected, you can now get the content sensor and plug it in. There's a plug built into the APE harness. And then you take the fuel line that's supplied in the kit that has two female ends on it that are 90 degrees. And you plug that into the male end on the hard line, and then you take the other end and obviously plug that into the content sensor. The fuel line that comes in the kit that has the 90-degree female fitting and then the male fitting goes on the content sensor and then into the fuel line that goes directly to the fuel rail. After you get the lines connected, you can then reinstall the gray piece. Make sure that when you connect the fuel lines, you're getting an audible click, and then maybe give them a little pull to make sure that they're on there securely. So where we install the E85 module is actually right next to the DME and everything in the E-box. So even though you can leave the plenums on, you do have to take the cowling up top off so you can get access to the E-box area here. You don't actually have to open up the E-box. There's enough space to put the module right next to the DME. We found that this is just a much cleaner setup than having a module with a long wire underneath the engine. When you route it next to the E-box, when you put the cowling and everything on, you don't see the wires, you don't see any of the harness. The last step for the hardware installation is putting the ground on. We found this ground right here next to the power steering reservoir. That's actually a factory nut. We just removed it and then put the eyelet right on there and then put the nut back on. And we found that's the cleanest and easiest ground. APE does make a bracket that you can purchase that holds the module, but again, it's better to do it this way. Also, before you secure the module anywhere, it's going to be harder to access it. Make sure you record the numbers and the code that's on the back of the module here. That'll come in later when we have the app downloaded for your mobile device. So with the kit installed and the APE module plugged in, go to your Apple or Android app store, download the APE app. This will show your ethanol content. On the S85, we usually run between E50 and E60 on the high end. After that, the gains aren't worth the added fueling. And up here in the corner, shows your injector duty cycle. If you have too much ethanol in there, it'll be shown because the duty cycle will be crazy high. And then down here at the bottom, you obviously have the fuel temp. Here's where you insert your passkey that's found on the back of the module. It's a good idea to write it down in the book that comes with the APE kit. And then here are some different settings you can do for cold start and added fuel. We retain the stock settings. So that's how easy it is to install the E85 kit from APE. The Outlaw 5 here also has the 85 on it. As I mentioned earlier, highly recommended if you have an S85, V10, or really any BMW. Most of the BMWs that we tune, whether it be M54, M55, S85, S63, we pretty much put ethanol on all of them. And just because we installed the APE kit doesn't mean that's the end all be all for E85 kits for this car. There's quite a few for all BMW models. So find the one that fits best for your price, budget, and needs. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Thanks, have a good one.